And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, I'm Tom Vasel, and today we're taking a look at an expansion for Quacks of Quedlinburg, the Herb Witches. Now, interestingly enough, the Quacks of Quedlinburg is a game that when I played it, I said I really liked it, I gave it a prove, but as I played it more and more, this one keeps going up. It's vastly turning into probably one of my favorite games. The Herb Witches is an expansion which adds a fifth player, adds Herb Witches, and adds some more chips. I'm assuming if you're watching this, you already know how to play the base game. I'm just going to show you what's added. Here we go. All right, let's take a look at what comes in this expansion. First of all, we have a new pumpkin book here, and the main thing here is that there are 6. These are awesome. Okay, so it comes with new tokens. These cost 22, which I believe is the most expensive you can pay for a chip in the game. And these aren't that easy to get, honestly, but if you get it and you draw one of these, you just move forward 6. Now, you combine this with some other sets, including the ones that come in here, and you can get some pretty awesome stuff. It also comes with a book for each of the current colors. So here, this one, you give the chip to the person on your left, and then as they draw black chips, you get rubies. Although if you get a black chip in the last or next to last space in your pot, you get one. So you kind of help each other out. That's okay. Here, whoever's black chip is the farthest can move their droplet one space forward, and second farthest gets a ruby. Here, this one's an interesting one. When you draw the red chip, you draw an extra chip, set it aside, and you decide when to put it in the pot, which could be cool or not. This one makes red chips, if you get a big red chip early, your future smaller red chips become better. So if I get a 4 out early, then all my 1s and 2s act as 4. You need a lot of reds for this one to work well. This one, the blue one, works well with the orange chips. If you have at least as many orange chips as shown on the blue chip that you put out, you immediately get that many victory points. If you do these and you buy blue chips early and you make a combo of blue and orange chips, this can score you a lot of points over the course of the game. Here, for every white chip that you've placed, in the previous 1, 2, or 4 chips placed, you immediately gain a ruby, depending on what level you have. That's okay. If you want more rubies, that's fine. Here you count up the points that are covered by purple chips, and you can buy 2 extra different colored chips. That's fantastic. Now, I mean, you have to cover the purple ones up with the right stuff, and you get a lot of purples, but if you do, it gives you that extra money to mess with. And here, the next place chip gives you victory points, which, if it's that orange chip, could be pretty amazing. This one is one of my favorites. When you place this, you draw an extra chip, and the yellow chip moves forward by that much. Again, with the pumpkin, and you draw a 4, you could conceivably move forward 10. That's probably not going to happen, but it does feel really good. And here, you can give up a ruby to move this chip 3 more spaces forward. This is okay, I think. I'd rather spend my, I guess if you only ever get 1 ruby, these are worth more, but I don't know. I like the other side of the yellow one much better. This one, though, is also one of my favorites. When you place the green chip last or next to last, you pick any chip of the same value or less, and that's your first chip next round. That just feels good to start with a solid chip. And then here, if your green is next or second last, you get to roll the bonus die. Finally, there's a new one here, and this comes with its own things. And you notice there's no numbers on these. That's because it's the function and value of the last colored chip that you play, ignoring the white ones. That's fantastic. For 10, you throw that in and then hope it follows something awesome. I really like this. I'm so glad this is in the game. I will almost always buy these and hope they work out well. If it's the first thing you draw, I think it's a white 1, which is not exciting, and I have drawn them first, and that's a little anticlimactic. But overall, this is just a fun chip to add, and I will always play with this. There's also stuff for a 5th player. I could take or leave the 5th player. I'd rather play, I think, Quacks with 4. But since everyone's drawing simultaneously, it doesn't matter that much. And the game comes with extra chips if you are playing with a 5th player so that you don't run out. The game also comes with pieces that you can add to your pot, like this. And this just essentially says that if you go past 35, you just start putting chips in here, and then you get the total value of the chips in here divided by 2 as points. All right, not bad. That's an easy fix, and it's easy to add. I can teach new players with this, and just they would never know it's from the expansion. And then finally, this is a module you can add to the game here. Each player at the beginning of the game will get 1 copper, 1 silver, and 1 gold coin. You will pick one witch randomly, although I guess you could pick which witches you have out too, of the 3 different types. At any point during the game, you can spend your coin to use that special ability. If you don't, these coins are worth 2 points. One of the witches is for the victory point phase. You should always spend that one, because I assume you'll always get more than 2 points for that. And so, for example, here, for every colored 2, 4, and 6 chip, as well as every purple and loco weed are those wild ones, you get 2 victory points. That's in your bag. Here, the number of different color chips gives you points. Here, if a ruby is on a scoring space, you get as many rubies as victory points shown. And here at the end of a round, the price for moving stuff up is 1 ruby rather than 2. The buying phase, this is my favorite one here. You can double the amount of money that you have. You can still only buy 2 chips, but hey, you can buy that 6 pumpkin probably. Upgrade the last 2 chips you added to your pot by a level, or 1 chip, except orange, because they have some rules about the orange chips. You can't just easily upgrade them anywhere in your pot. Every ruby you have, it gives you extra coins, and pick one of your chips you just purchased, take a second one for free. I really like these. Scoring phase here, this one here, do not suffer any penalties if your pot explodes. That's a nice one to have out there. Once, you can let your pot explode on purpose. Use your flask after your pot explodes. Okay, that's like the number 1 question asked in Quacks. Can I do this? You always say no, but now you can. If your pot hasn't exploded, you get to put your last 2 white chips in your pot back in your bag. So you can do this at the beginning. And this one's interesting. Once, you can draw 6 chips and pick the order that you placed them and throw them back in the bag if you don't want to use them. This is probably my favorite of these silver coin witches. Okay, so the extra piece added to your board, that seems essential-ish. You don't need it, but having it is helpful. The extra 5th player, if you want to play the game with 5, now you can. Those are cool. The herb witches, I can take or leave. Let me rephrase that. I like them a lot. I'll gladly play with them. But if I'm playing with new people, maybe I'll add them, maybe I won't. And if you said you don't want to play with them, I'm okay. I think the base game is still pretty fun. But I like them. They give you once, 3 times over the course of the game, you get to do something special. Everyone gets to do it. It's even all around, and it adds some variety between the games. What I really like are the new chips. I like the fact that there is now an extra 2 sides for every color, and some of them are really fun and cool. I like the loco weed, the copying one. I'll use that in every game, even with new players. And I like the 6 pumpkin, which I'll use in every game, and especially even with new players. So stuff like that's my favorite part of this expansion, but it's all good. Is it essential? No. Quacks is a fantastic game, lots of fun. You don't need this stuff to enjoy the game. However, if you love Quacks, get this stuff. It's just more goodness. Dice Tower Judgment approved!
Thanks so much for watching another Dice Tower video. If you enjoy our videos, subscribe to the channel for more fun, comprehensive board game coverage. Also, consider joining us at one of our events. Come to Dice Tower Retreat, a small, intimate gathering where gaming is king. Join us for Dice Tower Cruise, the largest board game cruise. Attend Dice Tower West in Las Vegas for gaming fun on the West Coast, or Dice Tower East in Orlando in sunny Florida. Dice Tower Conventions, the friendliest gaming conventions on Earth. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.